Alright, so this is video number 3. What I'm trying to do here is do the same hyperlapse with 3 different times from the same positions, and the only variable is the ND filter. Now this is film or shot number 3 with the ND 256. It's a 256. Let's get in the air fairly smartly and we'll get that hyperlapse rocking. So we were up at 90 meters. Now what I learned very quickly is I wasn't quite close enough on my last shot. So let's try to keep these variables as minimal as we can, as I'm trying to blast up to 90 meters fairly quickly. No, I reckon that'll be fairly close enough. Remembering to turn to vertical. Thank you very much. And let's bring that down. Let's turn around. Let's move somewhat over to our left. Now, I don't know whether to stick with the first orbit or the second orbit. Look, let's stick for the sake of easiness. That's the word. Shut up. Don't judge me. We will go with the second orbit. So, as I said, I'm trying to be as close as humanly possible. Hyperlapse selected. Circle selected. Let's come down just a smidgen. Area of interest now selected. We want to go clockwise. Speed of 0.2. Come on now, play the game. There we go, 0.2. Length we can change later. Let's just dial in 20 seconds for this time being. 2 seconds interval, 20-second length, 0.2 speed, meters per second, clockwise direction. I think we are all good there. Let's go and see what happens. Now the drone is just doing a little bit of a adjustment, but that's all right. So as I said, I just want to get up there as quickly as I could, which will give us more flight time. If we look at the top right-hand corner again, our return to home is 19 minutes and change. Well, it does keep changing. Honestly, it's now blown out to 23 minutes. I'm going to change this quite substantially. That should give us right, and that might be getting a little bit close to our low battery, to be honest. As you can see there, I was just pressing the +1 second button, which increases our final product, obviously, by 1 second, but it dramatically increases our flight time. Now, our flight time is saying at 18 minutes and 20 seconds, and is returning home in 18 minutes and 31 seconds, which is very, very close. I really don't think we'll get to the end of this hyperlapse without it returning home by itself. I wouldn't say it's windy today. I'd certainly say there's gusts around. It does vary. It's still quite a nice day to be flying drones. You just need to be aware that the wind's going to play a factor in it. I suppose as you should be of any drone footage. You may hear that wind picking up just now. Actually, let's do a bit of experimentation while we're sitting here talking to each other. Currently I'm running with a Hollyland wireless microphone being recorded on my RC2 with a windsock on the microphone. Now I'm going to reach down, remove said windsock. Now that's the windsock now removed, and I'm just popping that back in my bag. So it'll be interesting to hear on the post-production, try your words as to whether that windsock makes any difference. The wind is just now starting to pick up now, and the windsock should make a difference. So look, we're just going to run the audio without the windsock on the moment. As I said, it's just a bit of an experiment to see whether that does make any difference or not. And we'll see in post whether it does or not. My guess it will. But again, I only received this Hollyland wireless microphone about a week ago, and haven't had a chance to do any filming. A, because of the weather. B, because of work. And C, didn't feel like it. And I had this day to myself, and thought, bugger it, we'll come out, we'll test out these different ND filters. on the same subject. Obviously, this crossroads here, this intersection, with a hyperlapse. And what I wanted to do, as you can see, is just try the different ND filters, and we're up to ND256. Now what you should be able to see is the ND256 does seem to allow a very slow shutter speed, which is what we're looking for in any hyperlapse. Now, if you haven't shot hyperlapse before, what you would ideally have as slow a shutter speed as you can, but still maintaining a correctly exposed photograph. And with a correctly exposed photograph, it makes that video a lot more appealing to watch. Obviously, it's like any other photograph. But with a slower shutter speed, as you can see, it's now 1/8 at the moment. It will drag or pull or blur. In this case, the subject will be the traffic. So we should see a large comparative difference between the first lot of hyperlapse number 1 with the ND16 on it, compared to this one here, which is the hyperlapse number 3 with the ND256 on it, because it's allowing us to shoot a lot slower shutter speed. Make sense? Sure. Okay, so I'm going to let that run out. Let that run. I'll bring you back right at the end of this hyperlapse, and see what we do after that. Stay tuned. All right, we are getting very, very close to returning home for this third and probably the final flight for today. And we'll see how our batteries are going, but we have been gobbling through those batteries fairly quickly, unfortunately. And for those of you who do take hyperlapses fairly regularly will know what I'm talking about. If you're planning to get into hyperlapse videography, then invest in some more batteries. But anywho, let's look. We are 2.5 minutes away from returning to home. I want to say we're less than 200 metres away, so that would be about 30 seconds of return. So we've still got plenty of battery life. I always like returning to home without too much of a panic. No one likes to panic when their drone's saying return to home, and you're running out of battery and you could bloody fall out the sky, so that's never a good thing. So yeah, short version is the ambulance is really annoying. But anyway, the short version is return to home with the plenty of battery to spare. As I said, we are shooting on the Hollyland wireless microphone, recording into the RC2 controller. And, currently we're going without the windsock, just to test the audio, without the windsock. It is a bit of a breezy day, just a light breeze on your face, nothing too spectacular, but I just wanted to test this without the windsock. So we've got 3.5 minutes of footage to take. We're not going to get all that, of course. We've got about a minute before it returns to home. Always take note of when it wants to return to home. I never have, and I don't think I'll ever will override that. It's just not worth it. You'll cause yourself so much angst and anxiety.
Battery level.
There we go, battery's low. You can confirm that with your C2 button, or you can just let it run out to 10 seconds. It will stop the hyperlapse or stop the footage that you're currently doing and jump straight into the return to home mode. Returning to home, as I said, about 30 seconds. It gives us a 31-second return to home value. Still got 20% of battery life yet. Still got plenty of battery. We're only at 90, or we're about 90 metres, so not even concerned about our battery life. Just taken to that flight path in. I'm looking up. Drone's right above me now, making sure that the coast is clear, which we are. We're coming down straight onto that landing pad. And for those who haven't got a landing pad as yet, I would strongly suggest that you get one. It makes landing a whole lot easier, he says, by having to guide the drone a little bit closer. We are a little bit out, but it is a shaded area, so I'll give him I'll let him go with that. I'm just adjusting it so it'll land smack bang in the middle of that landing pad.